Hi, I'm Michael with MS Motorsports. Today we're going to go through the startup and the operation of one of our pneumatic shock dynos. This dyno right here is sitting on the bench just like you would receive it as a customer, except the uprights are already installed. It's a two-piece design, which makes it easier to ship, which is the ones that we're shipping right now. So a lot of people ask, they say, you know, what makes your dyno different? What sets it apart? So when you look at the cylinder right here, this is a dyno that we're putting together. This is a 4-inch industrial cylinder. It's rated for 1,000,000 cycles. They're built just for us, this specific one right here. And it'll allow you to get 1,750 pounds of rebound out of the machine with 150 pounds of shop air. It has a set of digital switches on the back, very accurate, very repeatable, and they're made to pair up with this cylinder. This valve we have built especially for us. It allows you to run the machine down at a very low pressure, very accurate. Just runs off a switch, very repeatable, and they're available in 110 volts or 220 volts. So 110 volts, most of our US applications, and then the ones overseas are 220 to 240 volts. This machine right here is headed to Australia. It's a 220 volt machine, and so that's something that we do pretty regular. On the two-piece frames, we already have the upright slid in this machine, but this one right here we're taking apart to ship. If you look, we've got one bolt in this side, but this bolt's out. You just take the uprights, shove them down in the receivers, stick your bolts in, tighten them down, and then you're ready to go. So this machine right here would be just like you'd receive it, except we've already slid the uprights in. The electrical cord is shoved in the back, so we're going to pull it out. We tie wrap them when we ship them, but we cut the tie wrap to save time on this one. We're going to plug it in. Then we're going to pull the air line out of the back, which will be tie wrapped in there. This customer requested that the air line be out the back of the machine for his application. No extra charge for that, as long as we knew in advance. You'll shove your air line in, you'll feel it bottom out, and we're ready to go. We're going to hook our air up. Now the machine has air, it has power. That's all we require. We're going to spin it around here. If you see the timer's lit up, it's set on 0. We're going to turn our gauge on. It's at 0 right now. We're going to dyno a shock right now. We're going to do it at 10 pounds. So we're going to crank a little bit of air. We'll crank our pressure gauge up to 10. We've got a shock right here we're going to test. So you can see it only takes a few minutes to get the machine operational once you receive it. This machine right here, the customer has some through shaft shocks, so he requested that we make the dyno accessible for that. So we've actually hole sawed holes in the top of this. This is a 1/4-inch plate mount that we've made, and he ought to have no trouble dynoing his through shaft shocks. All right, we've got a shock mounted in there. A lot of people worry too about is their compressor big enough? Do they have enough air? Our shock compressor is 6 pounds. 6 gallons. So if you have a little compressor, this thing does not use a lot of air, so a small compressor will be fine. 6 gallons is all we have at our shop. Alright, so we're ready to go. We've got 10 pounds of air on the machine. We've got our shock in place and we're zeroed out on the time. We're going to get our computer. We already have our graph pulled up. This is a 10-pound increment graph. This is what it would look like whenever you started it up. We're going to click on shock down here, and you'll have a highlighted column that will correspond to the color line that's on the graph. Positive numbers are compression, negative numbers are rebound. So we're at 10 pounds right here. We're going to compress the shock. We're at 1.6. So we're going to punch that in. We're going to clear the timer, and then we're going to rebound. 1.42. We're going to crank the machine up to 20 pounds, clear the timer again, compress the shock, and we're at 0.76. We're going to clear the timer again, and we're going to rebound the shock at 20 pounds, 0.79. Clear it again, crank 30 pounds into the machine. Then we're going to compress, 0.32. Clear the timer and rebound, 0.45. Clear the timer, crank 40 pounds in. Compress, 0.22. Clear and rebound, 0.29. Clear, we're going to crank it up to 40. This will be our last cycle. .18. Clear, 0.21. So now we're done. The graph is going to automatically calculate all of our lines, and that's basically our curve off of our shock. So very easy to make a graph. If you slide down on the bottom, you look right here, you can see your 0 to 5 inches per second, and then it gives you your force pounds on the side. So, standard graph, just like you'd get off most dynos. And that's it. We do have some, a bunch of several different graphs. That was just one. This would be a multiple shock overlay, so this would be all four corners right here. We have some rebound and compression adjustable. This would be a rebound and compression adjustable. It shows your clicks on the bottom. Your corresponding colors right here. Another feature that we built into the machine is the cycle feature. So if you notice our rebound switch is down, we're going to click into cycle right here. You can take your time. We're going to set our elapsed time to 0.99 on A and B. We'll turn it back on. It'll cycle the shock at whatever elapsed time you put in there, and then it'll warm it up. It'll either warm the shock up, or you can see if it's got a bent shaft. You can we can speed that up. So this is 0.19. Very easy to warm the shock up, so you can test it cold, then you can test it hot. So that's another feature that we have. So a very nice dyno. You can tell we've got a bunch of pieces here. And if we can help you, definitely give us a call or give us an email, and we'd love to help you out.